Okay folks, we've got our gas tank mounted, as you can see. Just made some brackets. It's mounted just about like it was from the factory on the other vehicle, but fuel lines are ran. I've got 5 gallons of diesel in it. Finishing up the lines toward the front for the return in the suction line. As soon as I get that done, I think I'm going to throw a battery on it and see if we can get it primed up and maybe fire it up once real quick without the turbo on it. Turbo will be here the 11th, so we'll be able to get started on that, get the lines done, everything for it. But we'll get at it here and I'll show you more. Okay folks, we've got our suction line hooked up, which is this one. And then we've got our return line, which is this one. We didn't put the clamp on it yet. I'm actually going to take it off. I'm going to pump that manual pump, fuel pump, and see if I can actually get it to bleed, if we can get some diesel to come out of it. And then if we can get some diesel to come back out on the return side, we'll know we got good fuel up to it. So we're going to check and see how it does. This may take a while. Ooh, there we go. Alright, that means we're pumping out of the tank now. Got it through the filter, put an inline filter on it. Now we'll keep pumping it just a little bit to make sure it's primed good. That should make it easy to start. Now I'm going to unbolt this turbo off of it, and I have got to put a sending unit or something in. I can't see it from here, but yeah, I can see it through the camera lens right here. That's our oil pressure port. We'll get a gauge on it eventually. Now we put a gauge on it, or we had a gauge on it when we started it, but it's probably been a year at least since it's been ran. Of course, this one's got the electric solenoid, so what we're going to do is we're just going to hook a battery up, a positive and then a negative on the block, and we'll put an oil sending unit or something in there. We'll hook power to this. That'll kick the solenoid on. Just cross the starter over. We should be able to get it to fire. Like I said, I'm going to pull that turbo off of it. So we'll see what happens. Show you in a few minutes. Okay, I got me an old big temporary sending unit on there. That'll do us. We'll find some battery cables and a battery, and hopefully I can get this thing fired before dark. Okay folks, I just set a little tiny battery up underneath of it. It's just a little small car battery, so it may not start it, but I've got the power hooked up for the solenoid. We're going to see what it does here. Nope. Nope, we're going to get more battery out here. Okay, I changed the battery out. It's another small battery, but it's out of my truck that I'm running my old rat rod, so should be good and up. So let's see what happens now. Still don't like her turning like that. I wish I had 2 batteries or a big battery hooked up. When it comes to a diesel, you got to have something. My only other worry is when I put power on this, I didn't get any spark on the solenoid, so I'm kind of worried about it. It's been sitting a little while. I might tap on it a little bit and see what we can do. It might be stuck, or you know, it's got a manual shut off here too, which it's on. It's not on the cutoff position, so let's see if that does anything. Not a thing. The only bad thing about electronics, you don't never know whether they're working or not. Let me pull that thing out and see if we can figure out if the plunger's stuck in it. Well, here's our plunger, and it's really odd because it's not working at all. And you know what? I think I see why now. Done it on camera here. It looks like this might either be plugged in the wrong plug, or we got to have a positive and a ground on it. Let me swap to this one. It says 12 volt on this side. I don't say anything on the other side. Maybe there was 2 wires, and while we pulled the engine out of the tractor, the other wire got gone. Let me check that out. Okay, dummy me. Figured it out. We're going to have that one hooked to positive, and then we're just going to have to ground the other one. As soon as I touched it, this pole on the ground, it went to work. So we're just going to run another wire from this, and we'll just hook it to ground, and we'll go ahead and try her again. I wanted to add something too, in case anybody ever runs into it. If this goes bad, and you know, let's say like the 3116 Caterpillars, 3126, some of them, you know, you can pull this plunger out, and it's got a spring, and just leave that part out, put it back in, and it'll start up. And the only thing is you've got to use the put it in high gear and let the clutch out to get it to shut off. And I've had to, you know, do that quite a few times, and you know, on different stuff. And I've actually bought some cheap trucks because of that being the problem. And you know, a lot of these solenoids, especially at 3116 Cat, I think it's $300 something for that solenoid. So but the good part about this is you can do away with it and then just use your shut off here. But I'm going to try to keep it electric, and I'll go ahead and get the other wire hooked up. Okay, we've got her in and got her hooked up. I don't know if you can hear this or not, but it's going to be a little click. Yeah, so now we know she's working for sure. So we'll get that hooked up, and then we'll try it again. Okay, I've got one injector loose here, and I'm going to leave it loose, make sure it's, you know, getting fuel up to it, and so we'll try it again here. You can see it's starting to shoot fuel now. So we're just about there. It may start without breaking the other injectors loose. We'll try it. popped a couple times there when she started, like she backfired, but that's kind of odd. But we're going to just see how well she'll start back. Alright, we don't want to run her long with no water in it. She runs good. Get the turbo on it. I hadn't turned the fuel up on it yet either. I need to do that. I showed everyone on the other build, but I'll do it again. It just involves taking this cover off, going in and taking 2 bolts loose, and then turning a piece. It's sort of an adjustable fuel, so we'll turn the fuel up on it. And probably, depending on the RPMs, we'll probably break off this this lead seal and this wire and take this cap off. That way we can adjust the high end up some. And you know, I don't know what RPM this would have been, you know, set at, but I'm sure it's way lower than what we can actually do. And that was the same way on the other truck, and I really didn't turn it up on the rat rod, so I probably should have turned it up farther. But all right. Well, she's running on her own off the fuel tank, so we'll keep at it and show you more next time. Bye.